Welcome to the GAVIN Fi Podcast, created and hosted by the GAVIN Financial Services PR team. GAVIN is a national brand communications agency that specializes in public relations and digital marketing for financial services clients. I'm your host, Sophie Hanneken. In each episode, we collaborate with industry leaders, media professionals, and other interesting voices with unique perspectives to explore the crossroads between public relations and financial services. On today's episode, I'm excited to be joined by Patrick Kilbane, Partner, Director of the Divorce Advisory Group, General Counsel and Wealth Advisor at Ullmann Wealth Partners, based in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Thank you, Patrick, for joining today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're super happy to have you on the podcast. Can you share a little bit about Ullmann Wealth Partners and the roles that you play there?
Sure. Ullmann Wealth Partners is a firm that was founded in 2002 by Glenn Ullman, hence the name. We are located in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. We're an independent registered investment advisor firm. We're a fiduciary, and we have around 1.3 billion in client assets under management, and that's all been organic growth. We've never purchased another firm or added another advisor with a book of business. That's all been through referrals and client referrals. So, and we have a wonderful team, the best clients. Really excited about our firm and the work that we do.
Great. Well, today we're going to be talking a little bit about the growth of niche advisory services in wealth management, why firms invest in these specialized areas, and how advisors communicate their value to clients who are navigating complex financial transitions. So, many wealth management firms are expanding into more specialized service areas nowadays, like family office services and tax planning. What do you think is driving this shift in the industry?
So, excellent question. I really think, at least I can speak for our firm, when Glenn decided to go into this niche area, he saw the need. He saw the problems that clients and their families were bringing to him on a daily basis. And he said, look, I can hire an advisor. I could get a certification, but what better way can we serve our clients than getting somebody who's actually done that type of work to shepherd our clients through the process. And that's how I got my start with Glenn. And it's amazing to say, more than 13 years ago.
Great. And I recently saw that you penned a blog post detailing sort of the decision behind building a dedicated divorce and financial planning practice within the firm. Is there any additional information that our listeners should know about the thought process or the reasoning behind that decision for the firm?
No, but I have a good story to tell you about that. So one of my partners was meeting with a couple, and we have a one-page PDF that has photos of all of our team members and describing what they do, because not everybody on our team has the pleasure of meeting with all of our clients. So my partner was going over with this couple what each person does, and when he came to me, the wife in that relationship says, "Oh man, I don't want to work with that guy." and and my business partner said, "Well, why not?" And she said, "Well, because that means that we're going to be coming to hard times." And so I still think, even though I've going on my 13th year working at the firm, some of our clients and some of our centers of influence just really have no idea. So I thought, okay, let me stop and see if I can communicate what I do and why I do it and how we help our clients. Sophie, if I could spend my day helping happily married couples and young professionals grow their wealth, I would do it. But unfortunately, that's just not reality. There are problems like divorce and death and sales of businesses that really need dedicated experts. And I think as our world becomes more complex, offering these services to our clients is paramount to stand out.
Touching on that a little bit, how do you think divorce advisory differs from other more traditional wealth management services that you provide at Ullmann?
Another great question. I think when I meet a couple that needs financial planning and wealth management help, we're able to sit down and start talking about goals and values and interests right from the start. When I'm helping somebody through the divorce process, they're saying, okay, I can't think about my new goals, my new interests, my values until this divorce case is starting to approach a conclusion. So I have to be very sensitive and say, okay, what's important right now to this person is making sure they can get through the divorce process as successfully and efficiently as possible. And then once they're starting to feel comfortable that that process is concluding, then I know it's time to start having that conversation. And some people are able to get there sooner rather than others. And if they can, that's great because I think it helps me and the lawyer inform how to structure a settlement if we know sort of what their goals and values are going to be. But some people can't get there until after their case is settled, and that's okay.
So you and Caitlin at Ullmann penned a book together. Can you touch a little bit on why that is a valuable resource for women and couples navigating this challenging life transition?
Sure. And I will say that anybody who's written a book will know and probably say it's one of the hardest things they've ever done. I mean, you're never satisfied with it. And once they press print, then it,
Yep.
is out there forever. Writing this book, I mean, I think it's a, sort of a, you know, 2 decade worth of experience and work and frequently asked questions and trying to say, okay, as a lawyer, I've litigated high net worth cases. As a wealth manager, I've helped people through the process and work with their lawyer. But, the questions, a lot of them are the same. What if we could write a book and demystify the entire process and, sort of in easy to digest, hard copy with examples, with a glossary, with flow charts to help somebody going through the process. This may be their first experience with the legal system, really understand what they're facing and help them organize and really understand. I say this all the time. A lot of the lawyers that we refer our clients to are fantastic. They're so busy. And it's sort of a catch-22. You want your divorce lawyer to be busy. If your divorce lawyer is not busy, then you sort of wonder, why doesn't this person have any clients or enough cases, right? And lawyers are really good at getting to the answer. But a lot of the clients, they don't want to punch in a long division problem in a calculator and just get the answer. They want their work to be shown. So I think part of the value that we bring, Sophie, is helping them understand the process. Why does the lawyer want this information? And then what comes next? What should I be doing? What should I be asking the lawyer? And I want to be very careful to make it clear that I'm not giving legal advice. And when I get a question that I think calls for legal advice, I say, okay, hold on a second. I know the answer, but I think that exceeds the scope of my role. And that's a question that your lawyer needs to answer. Helping them gather their financial documents, help them develop their financial affidavit. Those are things that I think are well within the scope of the services that we can provide and make that attorney client relationship that much better.
So, when clients are going through major life transitions like divorce, I'm sure that those financial decisions feel very overwhelming. Are there some questions or misconceptions that you often see with clients when they first start working with you?
I do. I think every divorce case is different. State laws are different. Somebody may come to me and they may tell me about their friend in Georgia or Tennessee or California who got divorced. And, I just caution them that, state laws, local customs, they're all different. So what they need to do is they need to sort of erase what they've heard from their friends and family members who've gone through the process and say, okay, your situation is different. Your facts are different. Let's, sort of start and get your expectations set right from the beginning so you have a really good idea of how the law will apply to the facts of your case.
Going back to how you all decided to build this niche service area, Communicating with your clients, that specific expertise is probably just as important as developing the service itself. How do you help your clients understand the role that a financial advisor can play in a process that many people often tend to view as purely legal?
Another great question. I think depending on the complexity of the marital estate that we're dealing with, lawyers are great, but they may not have the financial training and the experience with some really, really complicated assets. And if a case goes in front of a judge, Sophie, the judge may only have one way to divide the estate, right? Cut everything in half and here you go. Well, that may not be the most efficient way to do it for this family. So I think when you can build a team and get people with the right expertise around the table and really make more thoughtful and informed decisions on what's the most efficient way to divide up the estate, it seems to really work out better. And it's a win-win for both parties.
Now, looking forward, how do you see specialized advisory areas shaping the future of wealth management?
I think it's really exciting, actually. I think it's best for the client. As our world continues to change, anybody that's doing business with a wealth management firm should expect the service model and the service offerings of that firm to evolve to meet the client's needs. So I know for us, that's sort of our guiding star. What does the client need? And from time to time, we actually send out surveys to our clients. What do you need? What do you want? What are we doing great? How can we do better? I mean, I think data and experience drive these decisions. We don't want to, have the service just because we want it and we think it's a way to make our firm grow. Those are collateral benefits of a niche practice if you do it right. But this is all driven on what's best for the client and what the client needs.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. How can our listeners get in touch with you and how can they gain access to the book that you've published?
Sure. Our website is ullmanwealthpartners.com, and Ullmann is spelled with two L's and two N's. So all of our contact information is there on the website, and we have a ton of great resources. We have videos that correspond to the divorce process, very short videos. And then we have a wonderful blog that it's all of our original content. We don't borrow canned content from some website and slap our logo on it. It's all of ours. And then the book is actually available for sale on Amazon.com. We also have an audio book. And what I really want the listeners to know is we don't profit from the book sales. The proceeds from the sale of our book are donated to the Hubbard House, which is a domestic violence shelter in Northeast Florida. So that's our socially responsible component to the business. It's another way to give back, but we really want to get this knowledge into the hands of the people who are going through the process to demystify it and help them understand that we're there to support them through the process.
Be sure to sign up for our quarterly GAVIN Fi newsletter at evolving-influence.com/GAVIN Fi for more insights, curated stories, and agency resources to help you explore the latest marketing strategies and industry trends. For more episodes of the GAVIN Fi podcast, visit our YouTube channel, Gavin Advertising York. To get in touch with us, email us at gavinfi@gavinadv.com. Thanks for listening to the GAVIN Fi podcast. New episodes drop every quarter, so stay tuned for the next one.